Alright, something I want to talk about on my drive today with my Chronicles of Riddick sunglasses is those little paw booties, those little booties that you buy for your dog in the wintertime to try to protect their feet from the cold and the salt. When I used to work at a pet retail store, we used to sell those during that time, and then like clockwork, people would return them after a couple weeks, after a couple days, a couple weeks, because basically people don't understand that you have to condition your dog to tolerate wearing those, ideally enjoy wearing those. They just want to pop them on and then get their dog walking, and their dog like picks their feet up and it's just like no, like they refuse to move, or they try to kick them off, and then the person says, well, this, my dog doesn't like them, my dog's not gonna use these. So then they would return them, and then oftentimes we'd have to damage all of them, just throw them away, which is absolutely ridiculous. Or repackaging them, if you can repackage them, go back on the shelves, and then so you just waste them. So they're good potentially for both seasons. You can find booties for both extremes with the weather seasonally. So when it's really hot during the summer, their feet are going to need protection, and when it's really cold in the winter and there's salt out, then they're going to need foot protection as well. But like I said, so in the summer, if you can't put your hand on the pavement or the concrete or the asphalt, you shouldn't be walking on asphalt in the summer. Like if it's hot at all, if you're sweating, then your dog probably can't be walking on asphalt, okay? If it's black, then you should avoid it at all costs. If you can't put your hand on the surface for longer than 10 seconds, or I would say even 5 seconds, to be honest with you, it's too hot to make your dog walk across it, okay? Heat stroke is a super big thing, like during these summer months. If you have a brachycephalic dog, like you really shouldn't be taking them out more than 5-10 minutes at a time, because they're smush faces. It's harder for them to breathe, let alone having a bunch of activity, let alone putting them on a leash and making them walk, let alone putting a leash directly to the collar and making them walk. Okay, it's a recipe for disaster. So, but anyway, with these booties, you have to teach the dog not only are these not negatively impactful to you as usual, but they are to your benefit. Like anything that you want to convince your dog is good for them, that they don't come factory setting ready to just have a muzzle slapped on them and go, have booties slapped on them and go. A lot of dogs have aversion to collars and harnesses. You have to practice this stuff when they're puppies, and a lot of people don't get their dogs when they're puppies, so they have all these fears and aversions towards certain things. But it's just an unrealistic expectation to be able to just slip your dog's paws in them and go. You have to pay your dog for experiencing sensations and states of mind, the state of mind that is brought about when you approach them with that item, when you lift their paws and you contort their paws in such a manner to be able to put those on. So you need to, essentially you need to start the protocol, stop short, give them a pay them, and then repeat, and then quit while you're ahead. And you're going to work on that over a period of time. The best period of time to work on these is between the extremes of these seasons, right? So in the spring and the fall, before it gets really hot, before it gets really cold. Switch that order, or whatever. So you're going to be looking at some counter conditioning, essentially. So counter conditioning basically means you're pairing something undesirable that the dog doesn't really like with something desirable, something that they do like, something that they do want, in order to make them want to inspire them to want to do the thing that they didn't want to do prior, because they're getting something out of it. You can't just force them on and go. I see this a lot with muzzle work. All these things that you're wanting to do, if you do have your dog when they're a puppy, like once you've got them home from the breeder, you want to start doing that now. You want to start muzzle training now. You want to start like training them to accept putting things on their paws now. You know, you may not have the right size, but you can kind of use surrogate tools. You can get creative with this. I gotta check my GPS here in a second, to be honest with you, so I think I'm gonna wrap this up. So if you made it this far, as usual, I appreciate you watching.